Further Pure Mathematics 1. 21. Further Mathematics options. Part of options A, B, C, and D. Advanced Subsidiary. Thursday, 14 May 2020. Answer all questions and ensure that your answers to parts of questions are clearly labeled. You should show sufficient working to make your methods clear. Answers without working may not gain full credit. Question number 2. Use algebra to determine the values of x for which x plus 1 all over 2x squared plus 5x minus 3 is greater than x over 4x squared minus 1. To solve an inequality involving algebraic fractions, these are the steps we follow. Step 1. Multiply by an expression squared to remove the fractions. Step 2. Rearrange the inequality to get 0 on one side. Step 3. Find the critical values. And step 4. Use a sketch to identify the correct intervals. So we can gather the terms on one side and put over a common denominator and multiply by this. And we expand and simplify numerator or factorize and get the critical values. That's the procedure to do this question. So we can write 2x squared plus 5x minus 3. We can factorize it. You can use your calculator and you will get x. You get 2x minus 1 in bracket and x plus 3. So that's how you factorize 2x squared plus 5x minus 3. Now 4x squared minus 1. We can write 4x squared as 2x all squared, and we can write 1 as 1 squared. And you notice this is like difference of 2 squares. So you can write it as 2x minus 1 and 2x plus 1. So what we can do now is to write down the original question using the factorized form. So we have x plus 1 at the top of the numerator. And instead of 2x squared plus 5x minus 3, we will put 2x minus 1 and x plus 3. And have x in numerator, and then 2x minus 1 and 2x plus 1. And the greater than sign stays the same. So we have now changed it to look like this. So this is where we start. And we've now changed it to look like this so that we can easily factorize. Now, what we want to do is to multiply both sides by 2x plus 1 squared, 2x minus 1 squared, x plus 3 all squared. And where did that come from? We got 2x minus 1 in the denominator, and we got 2x minus 1 there. We got x plus 3 there, and we got 2x plus 1. So those three things, we have to square them before we multiply it. And the reason for that being, it makes sure you don't miss any value and you don't get a negative, one of the negative answer missed. So you square it and multiply it. So now we will multiply on the left side and on the right side, and we'll cross out. You will see there's 2x minus 1 squared there. So one of them would cross out with this one down here. So there'll be one of them left. I've put it in green. X plus 3 is squared, and there's x plus 3 at the denominator. So it will cross out. There'll be one of them left. And you go on the right hand side. 2x plus 1 would cross out in the denominator, and one of them will cross out in the numerator. So one of them would be left. And 2x minus 1 in the denominator will cross out, and 2x minus 1, one of them will cross out in the numerator, and one will be left. So this is what you have left. 2x plus 1 squared, 2x minus 1, one of the x plus 3, and then this x plus 1. And your greater than sign stays the same. And on this side, you're left with 2x plus 1, 2x minus 1, x plus 3 squared, and x in the numerator. Now, if you take everything on the left and move it to the right side, it will become a minus. So take everything on the left and move it to the right. You will get this expression. So everything on the left has come to the right. You get a minus, and then you have greater than 0 at the end. Now we want to factorize. You notice that you look on everything on the left term and look on everything on the right term and look for what is common. So look for everything in the left and look for everything in the right and see what is common. I've put them in colors. You can see 2x minus 1, 2x minus 1. So 2x minus 1, 2x minus 1, you take it out of the bracket. Put it here. So 2x minus 1, 2x minus 1, you put it there. Now, there's 2x plus 1, there's 2 of them, and there's 1 of them there. So you will take 2x plus 1 out, and you will leave 1 of them there. X plus 3, there's 2 of them there. X plus 3 will come out of the bracket. You will leave 1 of them there. So what you have taken out is 2x minus 1, 2x plus 1, and 1x plus 3. What are you left with? You're left with this x plus 1. You're left with 2x plus 1. And on this side, what you're left with the x, and you're left with 1x plus 3. Now you remove the bracket for this one using that method: first, outer, inner, last. So x times 2x is 2x squared. X times 1 is x. 1 times 2x is 2x. 1 times 1 is 1. You remove the bracket on this side. X times x is x squared. X times 3 is minus 3x. So that's what you get. Now we can simplify. 2x squared minus x squared, it gives you x squared. X plus 2x is 3x, minus 3x is 0. So this, and this is 0. So you're left with 2x minus 1, 2x plus 1, x plus 3, x squared plus 1 is greater than 0. So if 2x minus 1 is equals to 0, x would be a half. If 2x plus 1 is equals to 0, x would be minus a half. If x plus 3 is equals to 0, x would be minus 3. So a half, minus a half, and minus 3 are your 3 critical values. So there's the minus 3, minus a half, and a half. So those are your 3 critical values. Now, how do we know where this is bigger than 0? We go on the sketch of the graph. When you sketch the graph on the graphics calculator, this is what you get. So x means it's an element of all real numbers. So you have minus 3, minus a half, and a half. So what is happening here is this part is bigger than 0. So between minus 3 and minus a half, every value is above 0. So you want to start at minus 3. That's where you start. And you want to end at minus a half. So between those 2 points, everything is bigger than 0. So I repeat this: you start at minus 3 and you end at a half, and all the values there are bigger than 0. Now the next part where it's bigger than 0, you start at a half and the part going that way is bigger than 0. So that you say x is bigger than half, because you want this part is bigger than half. And for this one is x is smaller, -3 less than x less than minus a half. So that's how you write it. And it says union means the ones for here and the ones for this side. And this is how you put the view window: -5, the x minimum -5 to 3, and the y values will -10 to 10, so you can see it clearly. And you will go to gsolve, and then you can press roots, and you will get this value for x is 0.5 when y is 0. And that's how you enter the function in the graph to get it to draw the graph on the calculator. So to determine the values of x for this inequality, thus the 4 steps which you follow. That's the first part of your answer. The second part of your answer showing the critical values. And the final part of the answer showing the sketch of the graph and your answer.